I noticed that being too friendly and being too kind towards others and being too social gets you a lot of disrespect. When you too kind to people, people take your kindness for weakness and they'll step all over you. People will underestimate your character thinking you a good person all the time, but the whole time when they piss you off, bro, they go see another side that they never saw before. Once you be a certain type of way towards people, that's how people go expect you to treat them. So if you expect it to be nice all the time and you doing things for people, bro, people can always expect that. Until they feel like they can fuck you over, bro, and run over your shoes. And then that's where you gotta step in and show another person who you never showed before. Just because you being nice and just because you showing love to people, bro, you don't have to tolerate the bullshit that they putting towards you. As a matter of fact, bro, that saying treat people the way you want to be treated is so BS, bro. Because I can treat you with mad respect, bro. I can give you props, I can show you love all the time, bro, but I don't get that reciprocation back. You're not obligated to be nice to people, bro, just because you got a good heart. Some people deserve to get disrespected. Some people deserve that respect.
He is absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. I will say, and I can only speak as a young black man, we were taught, especially if you were raised by your mother, to treat everybody with the utmost respect no matter what. To never turn down somebody asking you a favor. It's something that's been deeply ingrained in all of us since we were young kids. Now, I'm talking about the good ones of us. I'm not talking about the YNs. I'm not talking about the people who don't give a fuck. I'm talking about the good ones of us. It's something in us. Our levels of being assertive and saying no and putting our foot down and saying, hey, we don't rock with that. I don't want to do that. It's something in us. It really is. And this week, when I do my show on Thursday, we're gonna explore this. We're gonna explore this topic a lot more because I think it's truly a problem. Because being assertive transfers into way more than just having self-respect and standing up for yourself. It transfers into everything. It transfers into your work life. It transfers into your relationship life, your personal life. It transfers into everything. And he was absolutely right. You will end up getting walked on for being too nice. One of the biggest myths we were ever sold was treat people how you want to be treated. The fact of the matter is, despite how you treat people, if an asshole wants to be an asshole to you, they will be an asshole. That's just the facts. Now, I'm not advocating that we come out here and we just disrespect everybody. Still lead with respect. But when you realize that you're being disrespected, that's when it's time to turn the Mr. Nice Guy facade off. And that's the thing that we weren't taught, as young men. We weren't taught when to not be Mr. Nice Guy. And it makes us seem as if we're afraid of conflict. You see, here's an example. I'll use a personal example. When I go to work and I see all these young women, right? Or actually not even young women, older women. They'll straight up tell supervisors, managers, whoever, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do this. Go get somebody who is younger seniority, whatever. They straight up put their foot down and they say, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Go find somebody else to do that. It's a lot of women there that are willing to say, hell no, I'm not doing that. You see, but then when they come and get me, it's hey, Dorian, can you do this? Da, da, da. Yeah, no problem. I got you. Knowing damn well I don't want to do that. And the reason why I wanted to tie it back to me personally is because, again, with this channel, I don't want to make it seem as if I'm perfect. I'm not. A lot of the stuff we're going to talk about, a lot of the perspectives I'm going to give on this channel, a lot of the stuff I'm working on as well. So please don't ever think that I'm perfectly put together or anything, because I'm never going to try to market myself that way. But at the same time, this is a big problem, especially for a lot of us younger black men that actually are good people and that actually want to do kind things, but we end up getting stepped on as a result. And a lot of times what don't end up getting talked about is how, from experiencing those things, we actually get turned on to the dark side. Because we've been disrespected, we've been stepped on, our heart's been played with. We actually get turned to the dark side. Who wouldn't after hearing your whole life, the nice guy's finished last? I mean, that saying it rings a lot of truth. It rings a lot of truth. You can be Mr. Nice Guy and get overworked, outplayed, walked over, disrespected. I mean, the list goes on, people. But the question is, why are we like that? Why are we like that? Without giving away too much, because like I said, we're going to get into it on Thursday. On Thursday, trust me, you're going to want to be in the live. We going in, we going crazy come Thursday. But I think the reason that we are like that is because, unfortunately, a lot of us within the community grew up without fathers. We don't know what assertiveness looks like. We don't know what male assertiveness looks like. So we only know how to treat people with respect and how to be nice, because guess what? We had to be respectful and nice to mom growing up. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know, because, and then when we were younger, when we were being more assertive, we were labeled as, or it got labeled as lashing out. It got labeled as temper tantrums. And it got checked. We were never allowed to be young men and say no. We always had to be helpful. We always had to be nice. We always had to have our manners on. But you know what? The girls, they were able to grow up mean. They were able to grow up mean. You know why? Because mom said, you're going to have to get out here and fend for yourself. It's the classic story. The mom, they raised the weak men of society, but they also raised these super strong masculine women as well. And this channel isn't about male and women dynamics or dating or anything like that, so I'm not going to get into too far deep. But that is true. We were raised weak. We were raised emotional. And you know what? Again, like I said, we're going to touch on so much when we get to the stream on Thursday. But another thing is, we were taught to not raise conflict. We were raised to be conflict avoidant. We were. And it sucks too, because you become so conditioned to it that you don't even realize that you take every measure to avoid conflict, when there clearly probably should have been some instances where you should have slapped the motherfucker in his face. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I am speaking from personal experiences. There are, I mean, I can't say in the last 5 years, but definitely in high school. In high school, there were definitely some instances where somebody said something, and instead of reacting how I should have reacted as a young man, I avoided the conflict. And it wasn't because I was scared of the individual. It's just what I was conditioned to. I was conditioned to being the nice, respectful, mature, let's talk things out guy, or ignore it. And only years later, and through reflecting and actually asking more deeper and analytical questions, was I able to say, you know what? I should have slapped the shit out of that guy. I mean, I'm being serious. I am ultimately being very serious. So, you know, I think, like I said, I think his name is Marcus. We'll just say Marcus. I think Marcus is absolutely spot on here. If you guys want to, you can support the content creator via the link down in the description below. We're always going to be giving props back to the original content creator, regardless of whether we agree with them or not. We're going to always shout them out. Links to the original video and his TikTok page is down below. So please go show support and love to this brother, because I think he was absolutely right, absolutely spot on. And I think it's a conversation that's need to be had, especially for us good ones out there. All right. We know the YNs don't give a fuck, but there's some of us that do care, and that care a little too much. All right. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Am I off on this? Sound off down below. It's your boy, and I'm out.